good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching us from. This is the channel R.A.M, Relationship and Marriage. And this is where we bring the real deal, reality of life, what is happening around us, what is happening in the relationship and even in marriage. And today we are here. We are in an estate called Huruma. Huruma is in Nairobi. Nairobi is the capital city of Kenya. So we are actually in Kenya, in Africa. And we have come here, and actually we have interviewed several people in this estate. You can kindly go and watch our videos, and you can see the problems that the people from this village are facing. Young girls who have children, who have been left out to support their own children, and because they have not gone through the education, it is even impossible to interview them in English. In other words, they cannot be able to speak English. So I'm going to interview her with the language she can be able to speak, but I'm going to interpret for you so that you can understand what she's going through. It is quite sad, but anyway, we have to interview her and we have to see what we can do to assist her. So kindly welcome to the program as I invite her to introduce herself. Karibu sana. Tell us your names.
Naitwa Hana Wangare Wanja.
So she's saying she's Hana Wangare Wanja. And Karibu sana means welcome. I've told her welcome to the program, and she has introduced herself as Hana Wangare Wanja. How old are you, Hana?
27.
So she's 27 years old. Hana, you try to project your voice, eh?
27.
So she's 27 years, and she has a story, a very sad story, which we are going to listen. Yeah. So Hana, tell us.
Okay, mimi naitwa Hana. Niko na watoto watatu.
So she's saying she has 3 children.
Na mimi ni single mom.
And she's a single mom.
Na mimi mtoto wangu wa kwanza nilipata na mashida mob sana.
You got your first child when you were how old?
13 years.
So Hannah got her first child when she was 13 years, and she has 3 children so far, and she's 27 years old.
Huyu mzee wangu wa kwanza tulisumbuana na yeye sana. Nilikuanga maisha ya vita. Na ikafika mahali tukabidi tuachane kwa sababu mimi singewezana na hiyo ndoa.
So kidogo Hannah, so she's saying she got married to the first husband, and that is where she got her first child. And when she got married, the man used to beat her, to mistreat her, and she could not be able to tolerate that relationship, and therefore she quit marriage and went back to her mother's home. And by the way, Hannah, you told me your mother is single.
Yeah. So
she's from a single parent also, and I think we had interviewed the mom. Maybe we will put the disclaimer there. You see the interview we had with the mom. So she comes from a single mom, and she has gotten a firstborn, and she has learned out of the marriage because of the mistreatment, the beating, the harassment. So she went back to her mom. And then what happened, Hannah?
Mimi nikaamua wacha tu nitoke kwa hiyo ndoa kwa sababu mimi siwezani. Nikarudi kwa mamangu. Nikakaa na mamangu, ikabidi nitoke.
So she's kidogo tu Hannah, so that we can interpret. So she's saying she went back to her mom and stayed with the mom for some time, and she felt, staying with your mom, you have a child, you are now a mother also. So she felt she could not stay with the mom, and therefore she left the mom's house. So where did you go, Hannah?
Sasa nikaona mimi ni mtu mkubwa sasa. Acha tu nitoke kwa mom, niende nikalent. Nikaenda nikalent.
So you went and rented your house.
Yeah.
How old were you then?
15 years.
So you are renting your own house when you are 15 years.
Yeah.
And you have a child this time.
Yeah.
The child is now 2 years.
Yeah.
Going by the fact that you told me at 13 you had your firstborn.
Yeah.
So within 2 years, you move away from your mom with a child, and you are 15.
Mm.
Did you have a job to do?
Nilikuwa naenda kuhaso, nilikuwa nafua.
So you were hustling?
Yeah. Nilikuwa nafua nguo hii mtaa.
Yeah. So she's saying she could wash clothes for people, and therefore she decided to go and rent her house so that she can feed her child, because now she's an adult with a child. Although miaka, the years do not dictate that she comes out of the mother's house, but now she has a child. What happened, Hannah?
Sasa venye mimi nilijikalisha, nikaona kijana nikapatana na kijana tena.
So you got another man?
Yeah.
When you are staying on your own?
Yeah. Kanidanganya tena, huyu wa kwanza akiwa na miaka 5.
The child now. So you stayed alone for 3 years?
Yeah. Nikapatana na yeye tena nikamzalia kijana wangu wa pili.
So she got married again to another man. Yeah. So when she ran out of the mother's house and she rented her house, she stayed alone for 3 years. Yeah. So the child now is 5 years. Yeah. Then you get this man who marries you, and you get pregnant again.
Alikamtukakaa na yeye kwangu hakunioa.
Oh, he came to stay in your house. Yeah. Kwani he didn't have money to rent his own house?
Hakuanga na do, lakini alikuanga anaenda job. Kunisaidia ilikuanga noma hadi yeye.
So he could not even support this child that you had?
No.
And she could not pay, he could not pay rent?
No, mimi sana nimeishi kujilelea watoto wangu. Ni ile tu ukienda kuwatafutia tena unadanganywa, ujui. Yani unasemanga, acha tu nijaribu tena.
So Hannah, you are telling,
labda huyu
atakuwa better.
Atakuwa at least kuliko yule mwingine. Unapata hapana.
So Hannah is telling us she got involved with a second man, and this man just moved in to where Hannah had rented, and he was doing nothing to help her, yet she thought he can change and be a better man than the first one. Yeah. And therefore she got pregnant for this man, and she gave birth to a boy. So now you have 2 boys. The first one was a boy?
Girl.
Oh, the first one was a girl. Yeah. So you got a boy child. Yeah. So Hannah, you are telling me the second husband moved in to your house, and you had the second child. Yeah. Then what happened?
Sasa mimi nikakaa nikiwa single karibu miaka 8.
No, mkakaa na huyu second husband.
Lakini hakuwa ananisaidia pia.
So he was not helping you in any way?
Hakuna.
But you are staying in the same house?
Yeah. Sasa mimi nimeishi nikihaso kuwasaidia watoto wangu. Sasa yeye hakuwa anajituma, lakini pesa zake mimi sikuwa nazipata. Nikasema mimi hakuna haja nikae na mwanaume mwenye anisaidii, acha yeye aende. Mimi nikamtoa kwangu, yeye akaenda.
Okay, wacha kidogo. So Hannah is telling us this second man moved into her house, and he stayed in her house, but he was not supporting her, yet he was working. So she got tired of staying with a man who is not assisting her in any way, and therefore she just told him to move away, and he moved away. So he has left you with a child, a boy child. How old was the child by the time he was leaving?
Alikuwa na miaka 2.
The child was 2 years, and the first one is now 7.
Sasa mimi nikakaa nikiwa single, nikakaa maisha mazuri by the way.
Alone?
Nilikuwa nakaa maisha poa.
You had money? Where were you getting the money from?
Karura Forest.
You used to work?
Yeah. Sasa nikakaa karibu miaka 5 hivi nikiwa peke yangu. Watoto wangu walikuwa wanakaa maisha poa au wawili. Sasa nikapatana na kijana tena. Tukakaa na yeye tukakaa miaka 3. Alikuanga kijana mzuri.
So when did you, okay, let me first interpret. So Hannah is saying she stayed after this second husband went away. She stayed a good life because she could hustle and work in the Karura Forest. Karura Forest is just a forest near Nairobi. She could work there and she could live a good life with her children. But after how many years? After this one had left? After the second one had left, ulikaa miaka ngapi ndio wa tatu? So after 5 years, the third man comes in.
tukakaa na yeye, tukakaa maisha mazuri pia. Alikuwa anasaidia watoto wangu wawili na si wake.
So he was very supportive.
The
third one now.
Alikuwa sawa. Sasa ikafika mahali akaniambia anadai mtoi. Nikasema ni sawa. Tukasumbuana. Nikasema haina haja tusumbuane na yeye, na mimi niko na uwezo wa kupata mtoto mwingine. Si nikasema ni sawa.
Okay.
Mimba yake.
Sawa. So this third man came in and he was a good man. He was actually assisting Hannah together with her 2 children from the 2 other marriages. And he had no problem supporting the other children. But he started demanding that Hannah gets his child.
Yeah.
So Hannah had no option rather than getting the child to this man who is supporting her.
Yeah.
So you got a child, you got pregnant with him.
Yeah. Sasa nikakuwa mgonjwa sana.
So after you got married to this third man, he was just assisting you and demanded you get a child. Did you get pregnant?
Yeah.
For him?
Yeah.
Then after the pregnancy, that is when you started getting sick?
Yeah. Sasa nikakuwa mgonjwa. Mama yangu akaona mtoto wake hatakufa akiwa uhai. Akanipeleka hospitali Kiambu.
So you are still staying with this man when your mom was taking you to hospital.
Yeah.
So Hannah is saying, when this guy demanded that she gets a child, she decided to get the child. But after getting pregnant, she started getting sick. And the mother to Hannah was concerned, and she took her to Kiambu Hospital. Kiambu is one of the counties in the Republic of Kenya. And there is a big hospital. So Hannah was taken to that hospital.
Sasa ikafika mahali lazima niende nikapime kila vipimo zote kwa sababu nilikuwa nimeathirika sana, hadi mwili ukiniangalia nilikuwa chini sana.
So you are told to be tested or to be done all the tests so that they can know what you are suffering from.
Sasa ikabidi nikapima HIV. Sasa venye nilienda nikapatikana niko na virusi.
Oh my God.
Ni kitu iliniuma sana.
So sorry. So Hannah is telling us after she went through the test, it was found that she was HIV positive, meaning this third guy was sick. And he actually knew he was sick, and yet he came to stay with Hannah and actually could do sex without protection, and he knows he's sick. In other words, he knew what he's doing.
Yeye alikuwa anajua but mimi sikuwa najua.
So he was
kama utumii dawa kama utumii hii dawa huwezi kuwa unajua hii dawa ni za nini. Lazima uko unazitumia ndio ujue. So nikamuulizanga hizi dawa kwa nini unakunywanga hii masaa? Akaniambia hii dawa ni za ugonjwa fulani, akanidanganya. Si mimi nikakubali kwa sababu nampenda. Yeye hawezi nidanga. Kumbe alikuanga muongo na sikuwa najua.
Kidogo Hannah, who is so unfortunate. Hannah is saying this guy could take some drugs, and Hannah could ask him, what kind of drugs are you taking? And the guy could cheat her that he has a condition that makes him to take drugs. And remember, this guy was taking ARVs. He was already he was HIV positive, and yet he's not telling this girl who is already, how many years? 19 now.
Yeah.
19 years that he's HIV positive. He's just hiding from her and then infected her with the virus. Then
sasa hiyo ni kitu iliniumanga sana kwa maisha yangu kwa
sababu it is very sad.
Nimeishi kujikinga mimi.
Yeah.
Mwenye nilikuwa nadhani ati ndio tutasaidiana na yeye kimaisha, akaja kaniharibia maisha yangu.
So she's saying she thought this guy will come and they assist each other in life. But unfortunately, he brought misfortune in her life. But God is faithful because Hannah has accepted, and she's doing okay. You are doing okay, Hannah, isn't it? Because everything that comes on our way, God knows. And He's the one who gives us the ability to persevere, the ability to carry on with life, the ability even to be happy, even in the midst of all that. And we really appreciate that you have accepted, and you are able to bring up your children without anger, without bitterness, without getting distressed. and we will pray for you. You continue like that. You bring up your children. There are so many people who are that and they are taking drugs. I'm saying that because there are people passing by and we don't want them to hear what we are talking about. Because it's not good that everybody knows what Hannah is telling us, and therefore that is why I'm speaking like that without actually saying all saying the word. And we really appreciate God that you can be able to carry on, Hannah, and you are strong. That is the paramount thing. You are strong for your children. A woman will die with her children. You have to be strong for your children, the 3 children, isn't it? Then Hannah,
Sasa ikabidi nikubali hali yangu kwa sababu ningekufa ningeachia wengine nini
exactly. Yeah, so she's saying she was to accept her situation because of her children and carry on with life. And God is faithful, Hannah. Utakaa utalea watoto wako. You bring up your children until they are old. Because those are the promises of God. So now you are alone with 3 children and also going through the treatment. And you are a strong woman, Hannah. You are. And my dear viewer, it's quite a sad story, and I think I'll stop it at this. But we are going to see how we can help Hannah so that she can be able to raise up her 3 children and also be able to go through the treatment so that she can be in good health to be able to bring up her children. Kindly, Hannah, you can tell us your number there so that anyone who feels that he can be able to assist, kindly, you can assist, and we can make sure that Hannah stands on her 2 feet and brings up her children.
0113
So 013
13
0113
45
45
74
74
75.
75. Kindly, if you are there and you are watching us and you can actually feel the pain of this girl, you can actually support her and God will bless you. For the time being, Hannah, we are going to see what we can start for you so that you can carry on with life. And please don't give up. Please don't feel sad. Please remain happy the way you are for your children. The 3 children really needs you, and you have to be strong for them and tell God, because you knew even before all this happened. Hold me with your strong hand. Give me the courage and the strength to carry on so that my children can grow. Isn't it? So we can say bye.